Hi, this is Jason from Horrific Nightmares, and welcome to my 31 Days of Horror in October, day 26. Now, today I'm going to be taking a look at The Boneyard. Now, The Boneyard is a 1991 film which runs approximately 98 minutes and is written and directed by James Cummins. Now, he passed away on December 1st, 2010, at the age of 51. He was responsible for Harbinger and Dark 30. And apparently it's not the Harbinger with Lance Henriksen. It's a different one. This stars Ed Nelson as Jersey Callum. He passed away on August 9th, 2014 at the age of 85. Now he was in Airport, 1975, and Deadly Weapon. This also stars Norman Fell as Shepard. He passed away on December 14th, 1998, at the age of 74. This one actually surprised me. He was in quite a few horror movies. He was in Hexed, Chud 2, Bud the Chud, Strip to Kill, 1 and 2, because I didn't even know there was a second one, and Three's Company, which I mainly knew him from being Mr. Roper. Just absolutely great, and is one of my favorite shows of all time. He was actually in The Graduate as well. I do remember him from that with Dustin Hoffman, but yeah. And finally, the stars Phyllis Diller as Miss Poopinplatz. That one just, yeah. Unfortunately, she passed away on August the 20th, 2012, at the age of 95. She was in Mad Monster Party, which I absolutely love, Pink Motel, and a ton of TV. Now, if I remember correctly, I believe she was in like Hollywood Squares and all that kind of stuff. You know, basically your variety shows. Now, I learned a few interesting things about this. Of course, I talked to my buddy Joe, the horror man, who already knew. I don't know why I thought I was surprising him, but when it comes to VHS, you really can't. The VHS, actually, the rental came with 2 boxes. The regular box, which was dark, and it actually, if I remember correctly, it had this cover. That's why I kind of took this one out. It had that cover, and then it also had this cover, but it was like a yellow box. Now, you can look on eBay and see that they actually sell them both ways. What that was for, and I was completely fascinated by this, they marketed this movie as 2 different types of feature. They marketed it as a comedy and a horror film. Of course, the horror film had this cover. This cover. The comedy had the yellow cover with the poodle, the crazy looking poodle. That just blew me away. And all of the rental stores got both slips, depending on how they wanted to market the film. The producers first sought rocker Alice Cooper and Clu Gallagher for key roles. I thought that was pretty interesting. I could see Alice Cooper definitely in this one. After all, he was in Monster Dog. And this was shot in 5 weeks. This was a first-time watch for me. I heard many people say it was zany and crazy, and they definitely weren't lying. Where to start with this one? Let's see. Jersey Callum called on a friend of his that he had worked with before, who was basically a psychic to help him solve cases. There were 3 kids that turned up in a morgue, and they wanted to find out what happened to them. So they go down to the morgue. They find out it was part of I'm not sure if it was a Chinese or a Japanese ritual, which basically brought the children back to life. And that's about as far as I'm going to go with this one. There is more to it. Not much. I did give you most of the film, but this movie is just nuts. I loved it. I thought it was great. I actually gave this one an 8. And that is 8 smashed pumpkins. Now stay tuned for day 27. And if you like what you see in here, hit that like button and subscribe. And until next time, peace.